Welcome to Suthichai Live English. Corruption. Corruption in Thailand is not merely a social ill. It is a direct tax on investment, a barrier to fair competition, and a significant drag on the GDP. Corruption inflates the cost of public infrastructure, as we all know, and distorts capital allocation away from productive enterprise. For years, the focus has been on government-led solutions. But now, in a significant shift, the nation's private sector is stepping up and stepping forward to lead the change. Just yesterday, major institutions, including the Thai Chamber of Commerce, the Federation of Thai Industries, and the Thai Bankers Association, have united to launch a comprehensive initiative called Zero Corruption. Zero Corruption. JSCCIB, that means the private organizations and friends, will not tolerate, or zero tolerance. This effort is backed by a powerful coalition of friends, including leading anti-graft watchdogs like the Anti-Corruption Organization of Thailand, ACT, research institutions like the TDRI, and even cooperative government agencies like the NACC, signaling an unprecedented public-private alignment. This is not just another public relations campaign, I hope. It is a detailed strategy for structural reform designed to dismantle the systems that allow corruption to thrive. This initiative is built on a concrete six-point framework that moves beyond rhetoric to propose specific, measurable actions. This will break down the key strategies that the private sector is deploying in this unprecedented effort to create a more transparent and competitive national economy. While the six-point framework for a corruption-free Thailand is quite ambitious, but the significance of yesterday's public announcement was that this is the first time that all the major private organizations, the business corporations, and the government agencies involved in fighting corruption are getting together, and also private think tanks and well-established, reputable think tanks have also joined forces. This could really effect a major change if all the 6 points are taken seriously and implemented. The public has been urged now to be on full alert and offer full cooperation. Now, let me get our man to dive into these 6 points that I think for the first time have detailed action plans that are concrete, that will result in real significant actions if they were implemented as planned. Now, let's get into the 6-point framework. Hi, Ping. How is it going? Can you give us a detailed analysis of the major anti-corruption campaign in Thailand?
Something huge is happening in Thailand's business world right now. And I'm not talking about some small policy change. This is a massive shift. The country's top private organizations are banding together, and they've got one very clear message: zero corruption. Now this right here, this isn't just some fancy corporate mission statement. This is a line in the sand. On November 18th, this declaration from the Zero Corruption Task Force really marked a turning point. It was the moment Thailand's entire business community looked around and said, okay, enough is enough. So who exactly is behind this big, bold move? Well, let me tell you, this is not just one or two companies. We are talking about a massive, truly unprecedented coalition of Thailand's most powerful business groups and civic organizations, all speaking with a single, powerful voice. I mean, just look at the scale of this thing. It's what makes it so powerful. You've got the absolute titans of Thai industry under the JSCCIB banner. Then they're joined by dedicated anti-graft watchdogs like the Anti-Corruption Organization of Thailand, or ACT. You have academic heavy hitters like the TDRI Research Institute, and even key government agencies are involved. This is, without a doubt, a full spectrum assault on the problem. Okay, so that brings us to the big question, right? Why now? What was the final push that got this incredibly diverse group to take such a drastic step? Well, the answer is pretty simple. They're responding to a crisis that's not just serious, it's getting worse. The data here really tells the story. Key indicators like the Thai Corruption Situation Index, they all show the situation is deteriorating. The coalition is pointing fingers at weak law enforcement and a serious lack of political transparency. Basically, they felt that where the system was failing, they had no choice but to step in and act. And let's be clear, we're not talking about some vague, abstract problem here. We're talking about specific, toxic behaviors that are just destroying public trust and making fair competition impossible. Stuff like hiding public information that should be open to everyone, giving jobs and contracts to buddies and allies, and officials just blatantly using their power to get rich. These are the real-world problems they're going after. So, faced with this growing crisis, the private sector didn't just complain. They came up with a plan. A really solid one, actually. It's a comprehensive, 6-point framework that's designed to be a strategic attack on the very root causes of corruption. This is their battle plan, laid out right here, and you can see how it all connects. It starts with building a solid foundation of awareness and clear anti-corruption policies. From there, you build practical systems for risk management and demand that data be made public. Then, you supercharge the whole thing with technology. And crucially, you protect the people who speak up with strong whistleblower protection. See? It's a complete, interlocking strategy. And here's what's so important about all this. This framework isn't just some document that's going to sit on a shelf and collect dust. No way. It's being turned into actual, practical tools and campaigns that businesses and ordinary citizens can start using right now. Technology is absolutely central to their whole game plan. A perfect example is the ACT AI database. They're using this platform to monitor public projects and sniff out potential corruption. It's a classic case of using data as a disinfectant, shining a bright light into all the dark corners where corruption likes to hide. And to get everyone on board, they've come up with this simple but incredibly powerful slogan. It is so much more than just a catchphrase. It's a direct call to action, and it's all about shifting the entire culture from one of just staying silent to one of active, vocal accountability. And to make sure people feel safe reporting, they've launched Corruption Watch. It's a secure chat platform where anyone, a regular citizen, a government worker, a small business owner, can report bribery, knowing their identity is going to be protected. This tackles the number one reason people don't speak up, the fear of what might happen to them. But rolling out these tools and slogans, that was really just the beginning. This coalition has a very clear vision for what's next, and they have a roadmap for how they're going to get there. So here's how it's going to play out. It all kicked off with that big announcement on November 18th. The very next item on their agenda is to take this whole action plan and put it right on the Prime Minister's desk to push for change from the very top. And the long-term goal, the big prize, it's to build a new Thailand, one that's transparent, fair, and a place the rest of the world wants to do business with. The coalition couldn't be clearer about their ambition here. This is not some short-term PR campaign. They see this as a long-term movement, a fundamental effort to structurally reform the entire nation and create a truly level playing field for everyone. So, it all leaves us with this one big question. For years, the fight against corruption has mostly been left to activists and a few government agencies. But now, with the full economic weight of the private sector leading the charge, armed with a real plan and modern tools, could this finally be the tipping point? Could this be the fight that truly changes the face of transparency in Thailand? We'll have to wait and see.
Thank you very much. And of course, this is why we are looking at this anti-corruption campaign in quite a serious way. Before, when government started this sort of campaign, there was criticism all around because very few people believed that the government will take it seriously. This time, though, the initiative came from the private sector and the think tanks. So, if we can come up with any conclusion, it is that it should be a structural shift, not just a campaign. The Zero Corruption Initiative is not a temporary awareness campaign. It must be a multi-pronged assault on corruption's entire ecosystem, attacking its cultural roots, its corporate enablers, its operational secrecy, and its systematic impunity all at once. By combining cultural change, corporate accountability, data-driven exposure, and whistleblower protection, the private sector has crafted a comprehensive strategy for systemic change. The work is tough, but the challenge is worth taking up because it is the future of the country that is at stake. So the working group's action plan will be formally presented to the Prime Minister. That signals a direct and unified push for these reforms to become national policy. As Thailand's private sector draws a clear line in the sand, the critical question remains, will this unprecedented unity be enough to permanently change the rules of the game? We will have to wait and see, but we won't wait. All citizens must take part in this measure. We will not call it a campaign. We will have to call it a real multi-pronged assault on corruption's entire ecosystem. Thank you for following Suthichai Live English. Until the next episode.